Hi, everyone. It is Deanna. Thank you once again for joining me. Today we have a very lovely and special guest, Dr. Natalie Grandy. Hi, Natalie. How are you?
Hi, Deanna. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good. So Dr. Grandy is a clinical and forensic psychologist, and she's going to be joining us in answering, I think, what would be a very helpful question for all those watching. And that question is, Dr. Grandy, can you please provide us any helpful and easy tips for self-care right now for those who are struggling with very little motivation?
Okay. Yeah, it's a good question, and I think it speaks to what a lot of people are going through right now. It's easy to kind of already feel the effects of the virus and being stuck inside. All of our schedules have been disrupted. People that we're able to see on a daily basis have been disrupted. The things we like to typically do to take care of ourselves have been disrupted. And one effect of that is feeling like, gosh, what's the point in getting out of bed? I've got all day to make breakfast, got all day to do laundry. And then what happens is that we end up staying in bed, and all of a sudden it's 1 or 2 in the afternoon, and we're feeling not so great about ourselves because we feel like we've just wasted the day. And so it's a common experience. And one of the skills that we talk about a lot in dialectical behavior therapy is a skill called opposite action. And what opposite action says is that sometimes our emotions don't tell us to do the best thing for us. Our brains aren't great at telling us what's going to make us happy. So even though in the moment, laying in bed feels really good, we know that hours down the road, we're going to feel kind of sluggish, kind of low energy, kind of like maybe we've sort of wasted the whole day. And so you both accept that I feel like staying in bed right now, I don't feel like doing anything, and at the same time, it's going to be really good for me to just go and do that one thing. But when you're feeling unmotivated, deciding that you're going to go run a marathon is probably not the best course of action. I think it's really important to have very small, very manageable activities built in throughout your day. So especially right now, I think having a solid routine where you're basically getting up at the same time every day, going to bed at night at the same time, and then incorporating things that are good for all of us. Now, self-care can look different for different people. I don't necessarily think that self-care is taking a bubble bath and lighting candles. I think self-care for some people could be running a 5K, or going out for dinner with a group of friends, or playing a board game with your family members. But there are certain things that as human beings, we can do to care for ourselves no matter who we are, because we all have certain needs that are the same. So one thing I would recommend is getting up again at the same time, basically the same time every day, making sure that you're getting some kind of physical activity, 20 minutes to 30 minutes every single day. So that could be going outside for a walk, especially as the weather is starting to get nicer, going outside for a run. There's some great YouTube videos. You can get anything from yoga to HIIT workouts to walking videos where, believe it or not, you're walking in place in your own living room. And they're free and they're available to everybody. We are designed to thrive when we're getting regular physical activity. So that's so important. Another one is getting outside of the house every single day. Obviously, with the social distancing measures, that's going to look different than it used to look. But I mean, even if it means walking around your house, being in the sunlight, being mindful of how the trees look against the sky, being mindful of how the grass feels on your bare feet, getting outside and being in some sort of nature is so important for us, getting that vitamin D. The other thing, making sure every single day you've got some kind of social interaction. Obviously, again, it looks different for us right now. So taking advantage of technology, and whether it's talking on the phone to somebody or using a video conferencing app, much like you and I are doing right now, even having virtual game nights where you've got a bunch of people playing a trivia game. And there's ways to get creative with this. Why not have somebody on FaceTime while you're both watching the same movie? These are strange times, and we've got to get creative about our social connection, but it's so important for our well-being. Other things, making sure you're doing something every day that's a little bit challenging but doable. Depending on the day, it might mean doing a load of laundry. On a different day, it might mean that you're going to learn a new skill that you didn't used to know how to do. So those are some basic, simple ways to engage in self-care. And beyond that, this is a really good time to do those things that you didn't used to have time to do. getting out the old jigsaw puzzles, coloring for a while, learning how to doodle, learning to play the guitar. I mean, all of those kinds of things that, are easy to push off because we've got a lot of other things on our plates right now, and being mindful of those kinds of activities. And listen, if you need help building up a routine, if you need help kind of figuring out, how to create some sort of sense of normalcy in what we're going through, there's services out there, whether it's us or whether it's somebody else. Telehealth has been a boon for this, for what we're going through right now. It's there for you. So please don't hesitate to reach out. It's a hard time for everyone.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Grandy. I think that those are excellent tips, something that I myself will need to consider as well. And hopefully for everyone watching, again, just a little glimmer of some self-care tips. And as Dr. Grandy had mentioned, if you do need somebody, please call. There are several mental health professionals that have mobilized that are now in a position to offer telehealth services. Thank you so much, Dr. Grandy. We really appreciate your time. We hope that you will join us again.
Absolutely. Bye, Deanna.
Bye.